A do-si-do does not make you a country artist. She did a whole commercial for the Christmas failure. I keep thinking everybody forgot. Her little section was the entertainment for the game. That's what they got for Christmas. Some old bitch running around in her drawers with chaps on, who advertised the song with a banjo. And we got no banjo. They did so many do-si-do tricks. Had Blue Ivy out there making mistakes and looking wild, forgetting where she was. And they keep putting this little girl in dresses where her cleavage is pushed up.
It all began with a federal raid, as Homeland Security agents searched Diddy's properties as part of a growing criminal investigation. But what they reportedly found was more shocking than expected. Among the things taken was a private, scandalous sex tape that's now causing a major uproar. According to several insider sources, the tape allegedly shows Jay-Z and Beyoncé at one of Diddy's wild parties. Rumors quickly turned into widespread talk. Some people even believe Diddy leaked the video himself as revenge, claiming the Carters turned their backs on him during his legal troubles.
What's going on, Jamie?
I don't know. There's a lot going on. A lot of rumors are flying.
The rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of Epstein type deal where he was filming everybody, right?
That's the rumors. Yeah, I don't know that there's any proof of it.
Dude, when Homeland Security invades your house,
You got problems.
with dudes with guns and body armor.
Someone said that they weren't there to take stuff. They were there to delete everything. The real people that were in there, you know.
Oh,
Like
that's
the same
funny.
thing with Epstein.
Oh, that's funny.
There's just been a shocking revelation from federal authorities regarding a highly private and scandalous video involving none other than Jay-Z and Beyoncé, reportedly taken during a wild party hosted by Diddy. Apparently, during a Homeland Security raid on Diddy's properties, some rather intriguing discoveries were made, including compromising footage featuring numerous beloved celebrities caught in scandalous situations. Speculation is rife that Diddy intentionally leaked this footage to authorities as a form of revenge against the Carters, allegedly due to their perceived lack of support during his legal battles. It seems he's on a mission to embarrass them at any cost. Adding fuel to the fire, an unsettling audio clip allegedly featuring Meek Mill and Diddy has surfaced, courtesy of Diddy's former boss.
The tape was said to be recorded during a wild, drug-fueled night with several celebrities, which raises big questions about what else might have been caught on camera. Once news of the footage got out, it spread like wildfire. Major outlets like TMZ, Fox News, and social media exploded with rumors, theories, and outrage. The scandal wasn't just about what was on the tape. It was about who it exposed and why it's coming out now. Jay-Z and Beyoncé went from being seen as a power couple to possibly being involved in something much darker.
Beyonce is losing hundreds of thousands, millions of followers every day, and she still hasn't said anything. Just pretending like life is great in Paris. Diddy is a drug dealer, and so is Jay-Z. The proof is there.
As the footage continued to circulate in the rumor mill, another name came back into the spotlight: Jaguar Wright. She's known for her bold claims and was one of the first to speak out about Diddy's alleged dark past, even before any charges were filed. Now, Wright has made another shocking accusation. She says Jay-Z and Beyoncé weren't just guests at Diddy's parties. They were actively involved in the questionable and possibly criminal activities that happened there. Wright claims she has 3 victims ready to testify against the Carters, with stories that closely match the ones in the lawsuits against Diddy. These include claims of manipulation, coercion, trafficking, and parties where people were allegedly drugged and moved while unconscious. One disturbing detail that shook fans was the mention of unconscious people being transported on private planes, bringing up eerie comparisons to how Aaliyah was allegedly placed on her final flight.
Beyonce is losing hundreds of thousands, millions of followers every day, and she still hasn't said anything. Just pretending like life is great in Paris.
Is it her place to say something?
I mean, probably not, considering she's gonna be indicted for anything she would say. These are criminals. Diddy is a drug dealer, and so is Jay-Z. The proof is there.
These are serious accusations, and now the public is divided. Are Jay-Z and Beyoncé just victims of a huge smear campaign? Or were they more involved in the same world they've tried to distance themselves from? As more stories come out, the line between the two sides keeps getting more and more unclear.
Sometimes you have to tell Diddy no.
Oh, man, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, man.
Sean Diddy Combs' alleged list of accomplices to be revealed soon. The names will shock you, attorney says. Whoa.
I think he's going to sing, hey. If I got invited to the white party, I'd have gone.
Especially if you didn't know.
Of course, no one knew. No one
Right.
knew.
If you don't know, you're just a celebrity, and you know, oh, Jennifer Lopez is going to be there. Oh, Rick Ross is going to be there. Everyone's going to be there.
And
that would be a cool place. I want to meet those people.
The fall of Diddy, once a mogul, now a monster. While the Carters are caught up in the chaos, it was Diddy who started it all. Once the crown jewel of hip-hop moguls, Sean Combs is now at the heart of several federal investigations, facing charges like sex trafficking, racketeering, and illegal drug distribution. His public image, polished, successful, untouchable, has been destroyed in just a few months. Lawsuit after lawsuit has come forward, with testimonies from former party guests, ex-employees, and even Playboy models, revealing a disturbing pattern of abuse and control.
There's just been a shocking revelation from federal authorities regarding a highly private and scandalous video involving none other than Jay-Z and Beyoncé, reportedly taken during a wild party hosted by Diddy. Apparently, during a Homeland Security raid on Diddy's properties, some rather intriguing discoveries were made, including compromising footage featuring numerous beloved celebrities caught in scandalous situations. Speculation is rife that Diddy intentionally leaked this footage to authorities as a form of revenge against the Carters, allegedly due to their perceived lack of support during his legal battles. It seems he's on a mission to embarrass them at any cost. Adding fuel to the fire, an unsettling audio clip allegedly featuring Meek Mill and Diddy has surfaced, courtesy of Diddy's former bodyguard.
These weren't just wild parties. They were allegedly set up to exploit and manipulate vulnerable individuals for power and pleasure. The fallout has been harsh. Corporate partners are cutting ties. Former collaborators are removing their social media posts, and Diddy's once loyal circle is eerily silent. If convicted, Diddy could face decades in prison. But even if he avoids jail, the empire he built is crumbling piece by piece. In that collapse, he's reportedly ready to take down anyone he believes betrayed him, including Jay-Z and Beyoncé. Jay-Z's legal battle. Defense or desperation? Meanwhile, Jay-Z is dealing with a legal battle of his own that threatens his carefully crafted legacy. A civil lawsuit filed by a woman, referred to as Jane Doe, accuses him of participating in her rape at just 13 years old during a 2000 after-party hosted by Diddy. The allegation is shocking, but even more alarming is the aggressive legal strategy Jay-Z's team is using to shut the case down. Led by high-profile attorney Alex Spiro, the Carters have filed multiple motions to discredit the accuser, including an attempt to force her to reveal her identity, something the court has strongly rejected. The federal judge overseeing the case accused Jay-Z's team of trying to rush the process and manipulate the legal system, calling their language inflammatory and their tactics wasteful. Public opinion is shifting. Once seen as a calm, successful businessman and cultural icon, Jay-Z is now viewed by some as desperate to protect his image at all costs. His silence and legal aggression are raising an important question. Is he trying to clear his name or bury the truth before it spreads? Jennifer Lopez in the crossfire. While the focus is on Jay-Z and Diddy, Jennifer Lopez has unexpectedly found herself caught in the chaos. Her past relationship with Diddy, once a small part of her story, is now front and center. Multiple sources claim that her music videos were repeatedly played during Diddy's parties, sometimes during disturbing moments. Rumors are growing that she could be the unnamed celebrity in Jane Doe's lawsuit. Though nothing has been confirmed, the court of public opinion doesn't wait for legal verdicts. In an even stranger twist, insiders suggest that Jay-Z might have tried to shift the blame toward Lopez to protect Beyoncé. The idea of Jay-Z throwing J-Lo under the bus to shield his wife adds another layer of betrayal and desperation to the story. Lopez, whose image has long been built on empowerment and independence, now faces scrutiny that could damage everything she's worked for. As the allegations swirl, fans are wondering if she'll address the claims or try to ride out the storm.
New lawsuit coming with Jay, the part with Jay. I go, oh shoot, like
right. To us, black excellence,
that had to be there.
We getting tighter, you know what I'm saying? And united we stand, and ain't nothing else.
Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah. It's the billionaire brunch.
Oh, I hate you, Vince.
Unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm going to be with you this year. Yeah. Come on, bro.
That's right.
As Diddy's legal troubles grow, another story is unfolding behind the scenes. JayZ and Diddy, once close allies in the hip-hop business, are reportedly no longer speaking. Insiders say JayZ is distancing himself from Diddy both personally and professionally, trying to separate himself from the scandal that is quickly taking over Diddy's life.
Now, I bet you want to know why Jay-Z and Beyonce's name keep popping up around the whole Diddy thing. Well, that's why I'm here. Now, first thing you gotta know is when somebody like Diddy gets taken down, things always start out as a rumor. Diddy has had rumors floating around for like decades. Well, Jay-Z had a problem. He right there in the corner, by the way. Jay-Z has had a few rumors himself, but more like speculation. People see Jay-Z in a picture of R. Kelly, they're like, I guess they both make music. Then Jay-Z with Harvey Weinstein. People are like, I guess they both do business. Then, of course, Jay-Z with Diddy. Now, hold on. Here's the thing. Jay-Z and Diddy go way back. Like back to the days when they were both coming up. So you could say they might just have a lot of respect for each other. But on the other hand, people are like, well, if you've known each other that long, Jay-Z, you must have known what Diddy was on. But Jay-Z has always had a history of keeping quiet, which brings us to Aaliyah. Now, I'm sure y'all remember R. Kelly dated Aaliyah when she literally needed her parents' permission slip to get married. Now, if I remember correctly, her parents got the permission slip and said, marry who? And that's how this whole thing got exposed. Now, a lot of people in the industry actually knew about this relationship because they would work with R. Kelly. They would be in the studio with R. Kelly. Now, according to Dame Dash, who listened closely, was Jay-Z's first business partner and also dated Aaliyah when she was 21. He said this is how it went. He said he didn't want anything to do with R. Kelly because everyone knew what type of timing R. Kelly was on. He looks over at Jay-Z and Jay-Z's out here creating collab albums with R. Kelly. But then he saw why. For starters, everyone had a crush on Aaliyah. People were waiting down the clock until she turned 18. But Jay-Z decided to get a head start. Now, there was absolutely no proof that Jay-Z went after Aaliyah, but people were like,
For years, JayZ and Diddy's relationship was more than just public appearances and shared stages. It was a strategic partnership. Together, they represented the top levels of influence in music, fashion, tech, and culture. They co-hosted events, celebrated at the Rock Nation brunch, and gave speeches about black ownership and generational wealth. They weren't just friends. They were symbols of how far hip-hop could go when its leaders worked together. But as we've seen time and again, power comes with a price. And in times of crisis, unity can quickly become a liability.
It's a big week for Jay-Z. His Rock Nation is geared up to produce the most watched live performance of the year, the Super Bowl halftime show. And of course, he was there to cheer on his wife, who took home the coveted award of Album of the Year at this year's Grammys. So in light of all of that, he's also making a surprising move in his ongoing back and forth with Tony Busby. Now, at this point, we all know who the Texas-based attorney is. You know, the same one who said that he had more than 100 accusers ready to file lawsuits against Diddy.
After vetting, we now represent 120 individuals who intend to bring civil claims in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs, as well as claims against many other individuals and entities that we will name as defendants as we file these individual cases.
And of course, we know later that Jane Doe, who is being represented by the Texas attorney, filed a suit a couple weeks after this press conference accusing Diddy of raping her when she was just 13 years old. Then amended that complaint weeks later, adding Jay-Z, Sean Carter's name to that child rape lawsuit alongside Diddy.
Now, with Diddy facing federal investigations for sex trafficking, racketeering, and the possibility of a decade behind bars, Jay-Z's team is reportedly pulling away, quietly and intentionally. There's no more public support, no statements, no affiliations. The message is clear. Jay-Z doesn't want to fall out from Diddy's collapse to tarnish his own legacy. From a business perspective, it makes sense. Jay-Z has built himself into a billion-dollar mogul, rubbing shoulders with CEOs, politicians, and Silicon Valley giants. A sex scandal involving underage victims is the last thing he can afford to have linked to his name.
A female celebrity was also mentioned in that complaint as well. However, her identity has since remained a mystery. Since that happened, first, let me say both Sean Combs and Sean Carter have denied those accusations. Diddy's team said, quote, "In court, the truth will prevail, that Mr. Combs never sexually assaulted or trafficked anyone, man or woman, adult or minor." Meanwhile, Jay-Z made a scathing statement of denial, mainly targeting Tony Busby. He said in part, quote, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of the these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. Now that statement went on to call Tony Busby a deplorable human, a man with no valor, and an ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. Now while Diddy sits in a jail cell awaiting trial, by the way, pleaded not guilty to those charges, denies all the accusations made in the various lawsuits.
Here's where it gets interesting. Diddy sees his distance not as self-preservation, but as betrayal. According to sources close to the situation, Diddy feels that JayZ, someone he helped elevate, someone who benefited from the same circles, abandoned him as soon as trouble hit. Some even speculate that this rift is what triggered Diddy's most devastating move yet, leaking the now infamous sex tape allegedly involving the Carters. If true, it paints a picture of a man cornered and vengeful, willing to burn everything down rather than go down alone. In this industry, loyalty isn't just a value, it's a currency. Loyalty protects reputations, maintains access, and keeps the machine running smoothly. But when legal charges and federal raids start piling up, that loyalty vanishes fast. In its place comes fear, scrambling, and silence. The breakdown of Jay-Z and Diddy's relationship isn't just personal. It's a symbol of a larger unraveling. The elite circles of influence within Hollywood, music, and black entertainment are under pressure. And as more secrets come to light, more alliances are starting to fall apart.
JayZ and Tony Busby have been going back and forth with lots of motions filed, complaints filed, and accusations flying on both ends. The Jane Doe alleging she was raped by Diddy and JayZ went on NBC, where they pointed out consistencies in her account of what happened, including that her father picked her up after the alleged rape. Her father later told NBC he didn't recall that. She claimed she spoke to a celebrity there, but that celeb wasn't even in New York at that time. And photos showed Diddy and JayZ at different locations than the Jane Doe described. Now that interview happened in mid-December. By the end of that month, JayZ sued Busby for defamation and extortion. JayZ's legal team has also been pushing for the Jane Doe to not hide under anonymity. And of course, JayZ's lawyers have been trying to get his name off that child rape lawsuit or just have it dismissed altogether. Now a judge ruled that she can proceed anonymously for now, but scolded JayZ's attorneys for their combative motions and inflammatory language used against Tony Busby. Then in January, a legal petition was filed by a Texas man who is represented by Tony Busby, who also accused JayZ's lawyers of bribing people to sue Busby and his law firm. So a lot's happened. Now in a surprising move, JayZ's lawyer Alex Spiro is seemingly softening up on Busby. In a letter to Judge Annalisa Torres, the same one who previously scolded him, Spiro wrote, quote, "Dear Judge Torres, we write on behalf of defendant Sean Carter to respectfully request that Mr. Carter's motion for sanction."
What's happening now is more than just a scandal. It's a shift in power. The connections that protected these celebrities for years are breaking down. JayZ may avoid the fallout, but his silence speaks volumes. Diddy may fall, but if he fights back, it could destroy more friendships in the process. Hollywood's dark secrets are starting to come to light, showing how a system of silence, secrecy, and power has kept things hidden for so long. Former Playboy models and other victims are speaking out about disturbing things that happened at Diddy's parties. They describe predatory environments where people were drugged and manipulated. This isn't just about individual cases. It's a pattern of exploitation that's been protected by loyalty and silence. The public is starting to ask, who really controls the entertainment industry?
Disgraced music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, once known for his lavish lifestyle and living large in his multi-million-dollar mansions, has a new home as he awaits trial in his federal sex trafficking case. Last week, the Bad Boy Founders defense team unsuccessfully fought to keep the music producer out of federal jail after his arrest. Now his new digs once housed other high-profile inmates, including R. Kelly, Fetty Wap, Sam Bankman-Fried, and Ghislaine Maxwell. Diddy is currently housed at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York, a stark difference from the glitz, glamour, and wealth in Hollywood and Star Island in Miami Beach, Florida. But MDC Brooklyn has been described as hell on earth, with horrifying conditions. The facility, which now houses Diddy, opened in the early 90s and is the only federal jail in New York City after the Bureau of Prisons closed its Metropolitan Correctional Center in 2021 after many issues came to light in the wake of Jeffrey Epstein's suicide just 2 years earlier.
But is not criminal. Now, Abby, that video that you just spoke about was a few months ago when our team broke this disturbing video of Diddy violently assaulting his ex-girlfriend girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, better known as the singer, her stage name, Cassie. Now, up until this point, when we broke this video, Diddy had denied the allegations against him. Cassie is one of 10 civil suits against Diddy, 9 of which he is accused directly of sexually assault. Up until that video, he denied everything. After that video came out, he changed his tone. He apologized for his conduct in that video. But I have to tell you, Abby, just as of last week, a former member of Danity Kane, which was one of the bands from Making the Band, Diddy's show that was on MTV, she sued him for sexual assault and other disturbing allegations, and he denied that. So he continues the denials, and he still maintains his innocence, even though he has been arrested tonight.